Hi everyone, welcome back to Yahn Planetarium at Penn State Behrend. My name is Jim Gavio, and I'm here for the February update of our Sky Talks. Now, because it is February and we have Valentine's Day, we have the planetarium set to red behind me. Hopefully I'm not in the shadows too much for you, but I wanted to set the mood for February. But let's get right to some of the things that we can see in our night sky. Now, if you have a larger telescope, larger than average, I would say 8 to 10 inch diameter telescope, there are some exciting things that you can look for throughout this whole year, throughout 2021. There were over 100 comets discovered in 2020, and some of those you'll be able to see. I would recommend looking through Sky and Telescope, going to the website skyandtelescope.org, and you might find some information there on these comets that you can look for. It's all through the year. They're not all this month, all through the year, so check that out. Also, I would recommend for the average user or beginner to use binoculars. There are many advantages to using binoculars rather than telescopes. Binoculars have a wide field of view. So what that means is you don't have to be right on the target, right on what you're looking for. With a telescope, you get this small field of view. You have to be very much on target if you're looking at, say, Jupiter or Saturn. But if you have a pair of binoculars, you can just aim in that general direction up in the sky, and you'll get this nice wide field of view. And so they are much easier to start with. And there are some very nice binoculars out there just for astronomy. So check those out. Well, let's get to our planetarium program. And what we'll do is start at sunset, as we usually do. We're looking over towards the west, and we have our sky set for February 14th. And the sunset on February 14th, on Valentine's Day, is 5:52 p.m. But what we'll do is advance our clock about an hour later to about 7 p.m. And we can see our constellations showing up now. And at 7 p.m. in the western sky, we still have a little bit of glow from the sun. We can see the moon is up there. It will just be a small crescent moon on this Valentine's evening. But what we're going to do now is move to about 9 p.m. and shift over to the southern sky. And in our southern sky, we have some of those very bright stars that we talked about in the past in our winter circle. But one star that I didn't talk about is this one way up high. And this star is Capella. And this is in the constellation of Auriga. Now, when we look at these stars, Capella will be the brightest, but look at these three little stars right here, these dimmer stars. These are known as the baby goats, and Capella is known as the mother goat. And there are a lot of different stories and variations to this, but we could say that Capella is the mother goat, and we have the three baby goats right here. But the whole constellation is technically known as Auriga. So that is in our winter circle. And of course, we have Mars nearby, which we've talked about many times. So take a look for that. Now, if we swing around to the northern sky, and again, this is 9 p.m., let's just check out the Big Dipper as we've been doing to see where it is. I'll connect the stars here again so you can see that. So we've been keeping track of the Big Dipper and where it is exactly in the night sky month to month. So this is where it is at 9 p.m. in February. And of course, use those two stars on the end of the cup to find the North Star. Let's swing back around to the eastern sky and the southeastern sky as we move through the night. We get closer to midnight. Here we are at midnight. And let's move around to the early morning hours, right before sunrise. So we'll stop at about 7 a.m. And at 7 a.m., we see Pluto listed here, but you're not going to see that with your eyes. But we also have Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter. Now they are very close to the sunlight, the glow of the sun here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see those, but take a look. Hopefully no trees or buildings are in the way. So take a look for those. And if we move ahead just a little bit further, we have sunrise and daylight. And we're February 15th. So I hope you get a chance to check out a pair of binoculars or maybe some of those comets that I talked about. And we'll see you again next time here at the Yahn Planetarium at Penn State Behrend.